can hear me. Let me make sure because my mic has not been being very good lately. So I want to make sure that you can hear me. Let's see here. It says excellent. Let me just check my sound. My sound. Okay. So we have breaking news, and the ex-husband of the dentist's wife has been charged with their murder, and we talked about this last night. I have information on the ex-husband. I'm going to tell you about him, Michael McKee, and he was arrested today, January 10th. And remember, there was no sign of a forced entry, and there was no sign of the weapon there at the scene, so they knew it wasn't a murder-suicide. And then they released some footage from surveillance cameras, but it really wasn't that good. And I said, well, it's going to be up to the families if it's somebody they know. Apparently, I'll show you what this guy looks like. He's got a very square face. Yeah, I'd say he's got a very square face. Hang on here for a second. Let me get a Michael David McKee. And let me get his, see if I can get his thing up here. Hang on 1 second. Okay. All right, let's put this up here. This is the guy. I'm going to make this bigger. Bigger. Okay. Here we go. Right there. Got what you really call a, you know when they talk about face shapes and stuff, and you say, oh, well, this is one person, I knew a woman like this too. Honestly, you just see a square head, right? It's a square head. Now, I'm looking at a booking photo. Let me see what this is. It says that he was booked today. His age is 39. He's 6'1", 200 pounds, white, hazel eyes, brown hair. His next court date is January 12th. Or if you want to call him a blockhead, right? A true blockhead. Actually looks almost like someone is making some kind of an avatar with his head, doesn't it? I mean, it really does. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about who this guy is, because finding it a little hard to believe. Supposedly, is he a doctor? That's some information I've been getting, okay? So, Spencer Tepe, 37, and Monique Tepe, 39, they were found dead in their Columbus home on December 30th from gunshot wounds. Michael David McKee of Chicago, Illinois, was arrested on Saturday, today, in connection with this murders, and charged with 2 counts of murder. He was only married to Monique. There's conflicting reports. Some say 2 years, some say 6 months. But it looks like they were married in 2015, and it's saying a divorce in 2017. Anyway, that's quite some time. They had no children together. For him to be so enraged at her moving on. And then you have to think about, wait, their children, the Tepe's children, were 1 and 4. So when did she marry the dentist? What caused him to have this now happen? Did something happen in his life where he lost out on a relationship and blamed it on her? but there's something going on that caused him to go to their house. Also, there was no forced entry, so that apparently he either knew a code or they let him in, right? You can surmise that. And hang on a minute, because I have something else here. Hold on, about him perhaps being a doctor, which I just want to pull up. Where was that? I think it was right here. He's being held right now in an Illinois jail, Winnebago County. And let's see, Columbus homicide detectives identified McKee through neighborhood video surveillance. Police allege in the court documents they tracked him to a vehicle which arrived just prior to the murders and left shortly after. They found the vehicle in Rockford, Illinois. Wow, I know somebody who lives in Rockford. Okay. And found evidence that McKee had the vehicle before and after the murders. Columbus police did not publicly identify a potential motive. Let's see. So here it says McKee and Monique were married in 2015. That's according to a Franklin County domestic court records. She filed for divorce in May of 2017, with the formal divorce decree being issued about a month later. Court filings indicate the divorce was amicable. So it is 2 years from marriage to divorce decree, but there are some reports going around about 6 months. So I don't know whether they separated after 6 months and it wasn't final to 2017. I'm not sure on that yet. Monique did not share any children with McKee, and divorce filings identified him living in Virginia at the time. Let me see here. Okay, so here's something else. It says that medical licensure databases show that McKee has active licenses in both Illinois and California, and he is identified as working as a vascular surgeon in a practice in the Rockford area, the same area where his vehicle was found. He went to medical school at Ohio State University, has family in the Zanesville, Ohio area. Let's see here what we have else. So it's saying he's a vascular surgeon. Well, let's see if we can find Dr. Michael. Shoot. Dr. Yikes. Michael McKee, Rockford. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we come up with. Come up with a Michael McKee here. Let's see what we have here. There's no picture on this one. It says that here's his office in Rockford, Illinois. Nothing on him on this site. Let's see about this one. Graduated from medical school in 2014, 12 years of experience. Let's see. Specializes in surgery, vascular surgery. Is affiliated with Javon Bay Hospital, OSF St. Anthony Medical Center, OSF St. Elizabeth Medical Center, OSF St. Elizabeth Medical Center, Peru, OSF St. Paul Medical Center, Swedish American Heart Hospital, and Swedish American Hospital. Again, there's no picture of him. Let's see. Columbus Police Chief responds to disturbing murder. What is this? Let's see what this says. I just don't. Let me see here. But see, something doesn't make sense because, well, let's see. Can't find one thing with his picture, not one. Not one yet. Hang on. I'm feeling better, but I'm sorry I have to blow my nose sometimes. Let me see here now. Let's see. He is a vascular surgeon. Let's see. See, but people are saying that. What is some? Okay. His license ended in 2025, but what? I don't know what the heck. Somebody's saying that he doesn't look anything like the person of interest they put out there. The person of interest they put out there was in a hoodie. Okay, let's look over at this now. Warrant issued. Let me see what this warrant looks like here. Okay, let me see what this is. Fingerprints required. It's not really, doesn't, okay. She divorced him years ago and still couldn't escape. We don't know why would he, after all this time, what happened in his personal life? Did he ever remarry or anything, you know? Let's see. A 55-page divorce document with no kids and assets, taking longer to divorce than married. People saying she had to up and move to Virginia when he was away. The house of friends of hers and on groups saying how crazy he was. Okay, let's see. Viewed their wedding video a bunch of times. His doctor's profile was shared quite a bit. A vascular surgeon. Okay. Well, people are really out here speculating their heads off. Crazy. Let me see something. There's somebody saying that their divorce was reopened 6/17/2025. I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, he's apparently, I don't understand why, he did this. Seems they were divorced and away from each other for quite some time, that she had these two children. And so what caused him to go off now? I don't know. That's weird. Let me see here. It's a very strange, very, very strange case. Let's see what they're saying here. Why did he have a key code for their house? Well, we don't know that he had a key code. We know that he could have found it out, maybe, right? Someone said there's YouTube videos on how to unlock particular models. I can't assume he had the key code. There was no forced entry. He could have also opened the door for him. We don't know. Let's see. A vascular surgeon. So, okay, so somebody said that he did not remarry after their divorce. But, come on. We don't know that. Apparently it was a friend of hers, but we don't know. Somebody said the ex was remarried for years, and that was misinformation going on. It's funny that in message boards and things, they were talking about this ex. And people were saying, no, no, no. Very interesting. Okay, so let's go back to bona fide sources here for a second. Shoot. Okay. Let's see. All right, here's some other stuff. What do we got here? Apparently, that looks like the Dominican right there. Apparently there's pictures of him and her. Let's see. Teppe's doctor, yeah, Dr. Michael David McKee, a freaking vascular surgeon. Okay. So, apparently someone is saying that he had a restraining order and an extensive arrest history. Where's that? Let me see here. Let's see. Trying to say crazy. No one was covering the story about the man. They had a 55-page court document. Let's see. They had a 6-week divorce, a 7-month marriage, but that doesn't make sense because the documents say 2015 to 2017. So how is that? The packet in 2017 is from the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas. List their vehicles. Okay. Let's see what else we've got. All right. Probable cause affidavit. Let's see what we got here. It says on December 30th, Columbus Police Patrol officers were dispatched to 1411 North 4th Street on a check on the well-being of Dr. Spencer Teppe, who had not shown up for work. Officers arrived and found Dr. Teppe and his wife, Monique Teppe, deceased inside, suffering from gunshot wounds. 2 minor children were found inside the house unharmed. Columbus Police Homicide Unit Team 2 was advised and responded to and initiated an investigation. During the subsequent investigation, detectives were able to identify a suspect through neighborhood video surveillance. The suspect was tracked to a vehicle which arrived just prior to the homicides and left shortly after the homicides. Detectives were able to identify the vehicle further and link it to Michael McKee. Detectives located the vehicle in Rockford, Illinois, and found evidence of McKee in possession of the vehicle prior to and after the homicides. Okay, let's see. That's from the probable cause affidavit. Let's see. Okay, so they're saying that it was a quick marriage, 7 months, quick divorce, 6 weeks, but not according to documents. What is the 2015, 2017? Interesting. Okay, let's go and dig a little further. Let's see what we got here. Warrant. Um, so many people just running with stuff. Yeah, so it looks like there's two things going around about the divorce. Let's see. All right, let me try something else here. All right. Let's see what this. Concern for, okay, got that. But what would have caused him to flip after they already had two kids together? He didn't even go off after one kid. It went to two kids, and something made him flip. Something had to happen. Maybe a major breakup in his life or something, for him to go like that. Let me see. The ex-husband of Monique has been charged with 2 counts of murder in connection, blah, 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 with the death. Okay, we got that. But why? Why did he flip out at this point? What happened? What changed in his life? What was going on in his life? They're saying he wasn't remarried. Was he in a relationship? What's going on? Let me see. And the dog was also left unharmed. Let's see. He's originally from Mason, graduated from Mason High School in 2007, later go on to graduate from Ohio State University and practice dentistry. Oh, that's the husband, dentistry until his death. Okay. Talking about the suspect here is what I'm looking for right now. Ex-husband arrested. Okay, let's see what we got here. Hang on, I've got something else here. The ex-husband of the Ohio dentist's wife, killed in the double murder, was arrested today in the Chicago area, Rockford. Michael David McKee, 39 years old, was arrested. Columbus, Ohio officials said police responded to the Wineland Park home at 10 a.m. on December 30th, where they found Spencer Tepe, 37, and Monique Tepe, 39, both dead with gunshot wounds. McKee is Monique's ex-husband. McKee was booked into the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office in Illinois just before noon on Saturday. He's being charged with 2 counts of murder in Ohio. Detectives in Columbus believe the murders took place between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. on December 30th. Both of the couple's children were found safe inside the home when the officers arrived. Police didn't find any signs of forced entry, and a weapon was not recovered at the scene. The couple was killed just 1 month shy of their 5-year wedding anniversary. Court records show McKee's divorce with Monique was finalized in 2017. He has lived in various states, including Virginia, Nevada, and Illinois, since 2020. On Monday, police released surveillance video showing a person of interest walking in the alley near the Tepes residence in the early morning hours of December 30th. The video that was released by Columbus Division of Police showed a figure, a man appeared to be, slowly walking in an alley near the Wineland Park home where Spencer and Monique lived. He looked like he was wearing a dark jacket and light-colored jeans, and you couldn't see his face or his skin color, even his hands, nothing. So let me go back to the chat and see what's going on here. Hold on. Where the heck is the chat? Chat. 2, 3, 1, 2, where are you? Where's my chat? This is odd. Oh, here it is. But I can't see the chat. That's very strange. Okay. Let me go over here and try to refresh this and see the chat. Hold on a second, you guys. Trying to get there and see the chat. Live. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Hello there, everybody. Let me see. I'm going to have to go. Not going to probably show me the chat again. For some reason, it doesn't. It keeps saying something went wrong with the freaking chat. I have to go to another version of it. And then what's wrong with this thing?
I just started an anti-inflammatory diet, and at first I was nervous. I wouldn't have a ton of options, but
be quiet. Oh my gosh, now did I... Stop it. Oh, this is dumb. This is so dumb. It doesn't want to show me the chat. Hang on a second. Here it goes. Okay. Hello. Let's see. Let me put it in live chat. This is really dumb. It's being dumb. Hello to Scooter. Okay, let's see who's here. B-Lady Apiary. These type of men never give up their wives. But yeah, but why did you wait so long? Hi, Snow Remover. Hi, Denise. Hello, Linda. Let me see here. I'm trying to get over here to see what's going on. Chrissy, hi, Carolyn. I finally got a chance to come on. Still at the hospital. Hubby's much better, thank God. And prayers. Oh, yes, we're praying. Pray for Chrissy and her husband. She's still in the hospital. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. But your husband is home and you're still there? Gosh, prayers that you get out of there soon and can go and celebrate some holidayness at home. Sorry for blowing my nose. I'm sorry. Prayers, Chrissy, Linda's there. Nama Owens, hi. Yeah, it's crazy, right, Nama? Haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Jen Grill to Scooter, check. A blanket hello with beer. She's drinking early. There's Chrissy with good news about her husband. She's still in the hospital. Hopefully she's out soon. Video Reel, hello there. Happy New Year. Let's see. Twisted Stitches, hello. Nam Owen says, yes, it's great to see you too. Okay, so what about this? What about this guy? Why would he wait till now? Why wouldn't he have been enraged when she had a baby with that man? 2 babies with him. Why did it bother him now? I think he had something happen in his own life. I think he was in a relationship. I think things were going well for him. And I think the rug got pulled out. And I think he was infuriated. And he saw maybe something where he saw a post or he saw something and they were happy and had a great Christmas and we're going to celebrate the new year. And he flipped. And he just blamed everything on this guy and went flying over there. B Lady April says this case is interesting but sad. Some say bitter ex might never forget or never change, suggesting a prolonged vendetta. Yeah, but I think if that was the case, why didn't he do anything when they first had a baby, when she announced a pregnancy, why now? They have 2 kids, 4 and 1. Why now? Something happened. His ex-wife did pay for a private judge to move the divorce along. I have no idea you could do that. I don't know, but something happened. You're not going to tell me this guy just had nothing happen. Something happened to this guy. I believe it. I believe something happened. Something had to have changed. Over the holidays, maybe he was going to propose to someone. Maybe he had something set up for New Year's. Maybe, but my ex years ago wanted me back after I was pregnant with my current hubby's child. Yeah, but you're pregnant. This woman had 2 kids. I don't know. I could see it if she was pregnant. Really. You heard there was a 2025 court filing in their divorce. They said that they were going to open or something. Yeah, I just went over that something. But I think that there's something more, much more. Let's see if there's anything I can dig up in here. Let's see. There was something about the marriage that he may thought he could not reproduce in another woman. Who knows? Yeah, you were pregnant and married. I understand that. But that pregnancy could have been a trigger. Whereas he let her be pregnant and give birth to 2 children. And, that didn't trigger him. But he was triggered now. There's got to be a reason he was triggered now. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying to see something. Okay. No forced entry. Oh yeah, what was all that stuff about Monique making? Who made that tearful 911 call that they threw out there? Remember that? but they say it wasn't Monique or something. Monique Tepe did not make a tearful 911 call months before the slaying, police say. Police said a woman who was killed along with her husband did not make a 911 call several months before the Wineland Park couple was found dead in their home. But they said, however, on January 8th, Chief Elaine Bryant revealed police determined the officer who went to the well-being check went to the wrong address. Oh my gosh. And oh my goodness. What? Oh, so that was all false? Oh my gosh. I missed that one. That one was all false. So that's not anyone from their house making that call. Okay, let's see what else we've got. That'll go on forevermore. Brother-in-law set the record straight on that. Okay, what's up? Let's see. Let's see what we got here. All right. Figure out. So they didn't have kids together, and then everybody's just talking about their own experiences here in these. And that's great, but what we want to see is what was his life like the last 10 years. How did he... Let me see. Okay. And how many hours is it from Rockford to where they were in Ohio? I wonder that too. Yeah, I think there's got there. How come there's nothing? Nobody knows anything about this guy's life for the last 10 years. You're telling me this guy. Nobody knows. Nobody knows me. No. Let me see something. Rockford, Illinois. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking at ex-husband charged, yeah. Michael David McKee. What sent him over the edge? Something did. Something that happened just caused this guy to snap. But he didn't snap when she had a baby. He didn't snap when she had 2 babies. Something caused him to snap. Did he lose his mother? Did he lose his father? Did he lose a very significant other? What's going on with him? Let's see. Did he lose his job? Did he... Something's happened to him. Huh. There is a wedding picture of them. Let's see here. Just in. Picture of him fishing as well. There's lots of pictures of... It's looking like him and her. I don't know, let me see here. From Facebook. Let me see something else then. Hang on. Michael David. Okay. Let's see something. Okay, hang on. Let me see somebody. Accepting new patients. So there is something with his photo. Did I just... I don't know, but it's the ex-husband. And ex-husband charged with double homicide, yeah. Um, so we'll see what he says. When he enters his plea and what he's going to say about this, right? I just want to look at one other thing before we... Let me see one thing here. One thing. Breaking. Ex-husband arrest. Let's see what this. Spencer, police said Saturday they will release further information as appropriate to avoid that. Well, that was Saturday. Earlier, right? They didn't want to. The couple's 2 children and dog are now in the care of relatives. The ex-husband has been arrested in connection with the murders of Monique and her husband Spencer Tepe, a respected dentist in their Ohio home, found on December 30th. The arrest marks a major development in the case after the suspect in the couple's murders remained on the loose for more than 10 days. Yeah. See here what this is. Documents from the Franklin County Court of Common Pleas confirm that McKee is Monique's ex-husband. So it's looking like that's it so far. There's a lot of speculation. Lots of speculation. But I'm going to go back to the chat and see the real chat here. So there's tons of speculation. Where the heck are you guys? Now, where'd you go on me? Right here should be. Where are you? This is crazy. I'm trying to find you guys. Okay, there you are. Wow, so they only lived together. Yeah, that's what I heard, 7 months, but it was official divorce proceedings 2017, right? Yeah. But I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. There's something crazy. What lawsuit? Ongoing personal injury lawsuit in Nevada? One of the, I don't know if that, I don't know. They have malpractice insurance. I don't know if that would have sent, I don't think that would have sent him over there to murder them. I really don't think that has anything to do with anything. So he may have felt, but it's 10 years, be Lady Apiary, you know what I mean? 10 freaking years. There's something, it's like something, they had to, I really do think he had to be involved with something else, somebody else, and something snapped, and it brought him back to that, because if it was that, I think it would have set him off when they had a baby, when she became pregnant. I just, I don't see him just, I don't know. I think he had something that he thought was going to pan out for him romance-wise, and it didn't. And I think maybe with the holidays and the new year coming, he felt like maybe he had this big thing planned and she jilted him. This lady, right? Whoever maybe he was going to do this with, and he was just got into a bad state of affairs and thought like, I mean, you got to be some crazy fool to go after somebody you were married to 10 years ago for 7 months, right? You really got to be a crazy freaking fool to be holding on to that. And then travel all the way there to kill both of them. Come on. You've really got to be messed up. People can have jealousy and people can be envious and people, but to do what he did is beyond any of that. You know what I mean? That was like, come on. There's something really, really whacked with him. You know, he's a vascular surgeon. You know, he's got to have book smarts. And it's amazing how someone can have such book smarts, be a vascular surgeon, but just cannot have interpersonal relationships. You know? And be batshite crazy. Right? Crazy, isn't it? Could do all that. I mean, he was a surgeon. It wasn't just like he was a family practice doc, you know. He's a surgeon. He's going through a lot of specialized training. All of that. And you're telling me he can't reconcile a 10-year-old divorce? He can't reconcile? I don't know. That sounds like a good idea to him. Travel from Rockford, go down to Ohio, kill them. Come on. And I can't spell worth of billet beans. Okay, but come on, right? Be Lady Apiary, we know that what he had to go through to be a vascular surgeon. You know, and you're that freaking crazy? Like the Adelsons. Yeah, but the Adelsons were dentists. Listen to me. I don't even know if I should. Where I started in college, they had a huge dental school. I can tell you some of the people that went through there. But dentists are very different than a vascular surgeon. Okay? Yeah. It's not the same caliber. It really isn't. Not at all. Not at all. But divorce affects folks differently. Yeah, but I think with so much time elapsed, and I think she had 2 children, what it should have, if it was going to flip him out, announcing her pregnancy, announcing the birth of their first child, announcing their pregnancy with the second child, birth of the second child, none of that, flipping him out. Maybe she, what? See, I think he was either involved with someone or planned to be. I am going to find some brain surgeons who have done this and let you know, okay? Yeah, I'm sure there are. Okay, I'm aware of that, just because they have book smarts, they do not have a lot of emotional intelligence, interpersonal relationship experience and wherewithal, but it's just, you look at people that throw away their lives. Just throw away their lives. I don't know. For what? Because I can't get over. And he probably had a thing that I guarantee he probably thought, she's with a dentist now. She's not with a vascular surgeon. And look down on the guy. He looks like a guy that would look down on him and say stuff like that. Hey, where's Monique? Oh, yeah, she's slumming it with the Ohio dentist, right? Doesn't he look like a guy that would do that kind of stuff? To me, he does. But something, you're probably thinking like, what the hell does she see in him? This dentist. Wow, a dentist. Oh, wow, a dentist. And he's calling himself a doctor. I've known a lot of doctors that do stuff like this, okay? And he's calling himself a doctor. He's not an MD. Right? So, yeah, they take that MD degree very, very seriously and use it to build themselves up, these kind of guys. So, but then if he thinks, who knows? I think it's more along the lines that he was with somebody else, and maybe that woman threw in his face something like, well, I know why your first wife left you, and she's with the dentist. That dentist is better than you any day of the week. I don't care if he's not a medical doctor. They're highly reputable, right, and respected, but they're not a medical doctor is what I'm saying, Trekking. And I know medical doctors that have said that about dentists, but okay. I'm just telling you my personal experience. Just like how certain types of doctors look at other doctors and say things. But anyway, that's here nor there. He looks to me like the kind that would say that, okay? Because he would, that's good, that's fine. You can disagree with my opinion. That's why we can all have one. I'm speaking from my experience. You're speaking from yours. I hope that that's okay. That's yours. This is mine. And I know mine because I've known medical doctors who have said that kind of stuff. So I can only speak from what I know right now. But that's my opinion. I think he's that kind of a guy. I think he's they found the lady that shot him. Look at Charlie K. They found the lady. What? Charlie K. the guy lady. I don't know. Oh, I know a lot of well-educated crazy nuts. A lot of psychiatrists are batshit crazy. And yes, I said that because they are. A lot of them go into the profession, into the study of it to find out what's wrong with them. Anyway, I just think something snapped in this guy. Something snapped in him. Don't they always interview the girlfriends? Well, yeah, they should. But that's what I think we're going to find. I think something happened. And maybe it triggered him back to the first wife leaving him. A lot of guys, when their wife leaves them or something, come on, and they're with any other guy. It doesn't matter if they're a doctor, a dentist, a candlestick maker. They're always going to say the other guy is not better than they are, right? How many guys say that? Oh yeah, hey, my wife left me. She's with a much better guy now. You know, she got a much better guy than me now. I think there's very few and far between any guy that's going to say that. No matter who they are. But I think if they're in a medical field, there is going to be some comparison. One thing, he fixed it so she cannot have a life that he wanted with her. He fixed it so that she cannot have the life that he wanted with her. Yeah, but how did he let that life go on if that was his main problem? She was married 5 years almost to this guy. Right? Almost 5 years. So what was it now? That's why I think, and I keep going back, that something had to happen with him. One of those, if I can't have you, no one else can. But I think if he was one of those, why didn't he flip when she got married? Why didn't he flip when she got pregnant? Why didn't he flip when she had the first child? Why didn't she flip when he got pregnant again? Why didn't she flip when... Come on. There's this, to me, to my opinion, and you can have yours, everybody can have theirs. But my opinion is something happened to this guy. Something set him off. He had something in his life, and then he didn't, and it triggered him back to her, and he flipped his lid and went over there. Oh, it'll come out. Yeah, trekking. Something could have happened in his career. Yeah, it could be in his career, but I don't think it was so much in his career. I think it's going to be something in his love life. He was 39 years old. When is his 40th birthday? Number one, 40th birthday coming up. Big milestone for a guy. Maybe he thought all these things. 40th birthday, I thought I would be at XYZ. And maybe something huge. Maybe he had a fiance and she walked out on him. And whatever it is, maybe the girl said, no wonder Monique left you. I should have listened to myself years ago. I've known you're a psycho. Okay? Whatever. And then it brought it to Monique. But I don't know. There's something that triggered this guy big time. Right before New Year's. So you had New Year's coming. New Year's is a big trigger for people, right? What did they do that year that's coming up? And it's also a time when a lot of people plan something really, really big. Like if you're going to get married, right? A lot of people propose on New Year's or whatever. I don't know. To go after her after all of this time, it's wacky. Unless she knew a secret about him. That was coming out or something. I don't know. What if they got divorced for, she said they were incompatible. And let's just say this. What if it was something about his sexuality? And he thought something was going to come out. Now, not that you'd say, okay, well, but maybe he didn't want something like that to come out. I don't know. You don't know what could be happening. What if the ex-wife talked to, say, a girlfriend about him, and that's off? To the girlfriend, maybe. I don't know. But, and what if, hold on a minute, what if, here's another scenario that it could be. What if him and Monique were talking and perhaps he lost his mother, perhaps he lost his father, and she called him because she cared, like she was married to him and she still just cared to him as a person. And he took it the wrong way, and she tried to break that off, and he didn't get the hint, and then she was like, look, you're calling me all this time, I can't be that for you. They didn't have kids together, they didn't have to co-parent, they didn't have to be in each other's lives, but maybe she reached out, something happened in his life, maybe he lost his mother, maybe he lost his father, and maybe they had a couple of nice conversations, and he thought it was going someplace where it wasn't going. And she could have told him, look, you've taken this the wrong way. I'm very happy here. I'm calling you because, I wanted to talk to you. That could be something too. I don't know. Or maybe do you have any family or friends who left a spouse who was nuts? Maybe if you talk this over with them. I don't know what you're asking me, babe. You're saying that anything I'm saying is totally wrong? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what you're saying, B Lady Apiary. I do have friends that have left people that are nuts, but I also they didn't go off and kill them. I think there's more here. A lot of doctors have a God complex, and use the word that could be very narcissistic. And that's why they say, oh, she's with a dentist now, because they have this God complex, that they're the be-all, end-all. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I think we all have valid opinions. We don't know what happened. We all speak from experience, and I can only speak from my experience here, and I'm telling you, I know a lot of doctors who will put down dentists, who will put down anybody that's not a doctor like they are. Um, you really don't know that? Okay. I know a lot. They have especially the ones that are more specialized, surgeons and stuff. They have a lot of them have a very big ego. Not all of them. There are some great doctors that don't have that, but there are some very, very narcissistic doctors who look down on anyone else and feel that because they went through all that, you know, they're better than someone else. It's like a kind of a, I don't know. It's just, I've seen it a lot. A lot. But I've also seen a lot of people that get divorced, and then when they ask, they go, "Oh yeah, she's with. Haven't you seen those? Oh, I could never make enough money for her, and now look what she's with." You know, or yeah, you haven't met people who divorce like that, and the guy has that kind of attitude that he's like, he's pissed. He's like, "Look what she left me for," kind of thing. Yeah, well, I'm not talking about your doctors, like, because I don't think they would show you that. You'd have to know them in a personal circle, because I would hope you're like a doctor that's treating you wouldn't act like that, but in a personal circumstance. But anyway, I don't know. We're all speculating. It's okay. We all have our own opinions, and that's all we can offer right now until we find out more. But this guy he's got a very arrogant look to him, to me. He looks very arrogant. He looks to me like somebody that's just going to be like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, yeah, she left me. All right, she's with a dentist now." I don't know, just I'm just saying, that's kind of what he looks like to me. To you, he may look like something different, and that's fine. It'll come out. We'll see. Right? We'll see. It's okay. We're still friends. You got to be able to discuss stuff. Everybody has different opinions. It's okay. If everybody had the same opinion, we'd be in a cult. We don't want to be in a cult. Speaking of cults, I watched the Jody Hildebrandt thing today. Did I see the dentist home they paid $700K for? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was like a row house, right? In Ohio? Yeah. I saw it. Yep. But anyway, we'll see what happens here. We'll find out what his deal was. Was he jilted? Was he... I just think 10 years... I just think he had so many triggers. Your ex-husband was a radiologist, and my current husband is a pilot. I was with my first husband through medical school, and I personally never heard this, but social circles are different, so it's possible. Yeah, sure they are. And we all know different people and personalities, and that's what makes the world go round. But, hi, D'Andy, how are you? How's it going? It's just, I don't know. It's like those guys that tell their wife, if you leave me, you'll never get anybody like me ever again. That kind of a ego to me. That's what this guy seems like to me. He thinks he was all that in a box of chips, and how dare anybody leave him and not be lucky to have him, the vascular surgeon. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's what he seems like to me. I think we all know guys like that, right? Final. There are doctors with horrible bedside manners. I chose not to go to them. Nor would I ever go to one I found out was bad mouthing dentists or other doctors. Yeah, but I doubt you would find that out about that, because that would be more personal and like speaking to. It's not that they're bad mouthing other doctors, they're bad mouthing as in my wife left me and now she's with a dentist, or now she's with, you know, an optometrist, like it's that kind. And I personally have known that. So, but it could be with anything. It doesn't even have to be a doctor. It's whatever they feel is lower than them. You know what I mean? They could be a lawyer and say, and now she's with, an accountant. Okay, so I don't know. I must. There's a lot of guys that say that are so upset and butthurt that their wife left them. They'll say stuff like that. Oh yeah, she did so well. I couldn't. You've really never heard a guy say, I couldn't make enough money for this woman, and now she's with a blah blah blah, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe it's the area. I don't know. Or they'd be like, good luck to them. When she was married to me, I couldn't make enough money for her. I don't know. He looks angry, right, Chrissy? Men don't like divorce unless they're the one leaving. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, B-Lady. So I'm saying it doesn't even matter whether it's a dentist or it's whatever. They're looking down because it's a blow to their ego. It's a blow to the ego. They got rejected. They got rejected, and it's a big blow. Just like when kids, like people break up with people, and they're like, "Oh, you could do so much better. Look who she's with now." Right? How many times did kids say that? Men don't like to be left. No. Divorce sucks, I agree. You can surely get to know someone when you go through one. Exactly. Exactly, trekking, right? And, but I'm just trying to say, like, just like girlfriends, right? Girlfriend breaks up with a guy and you say, oh, come on, it's okay. You can do so much better. Don't you tell your girlfriend, you can do so much better. I think it's just human nature to that extent a little bit, like you tell, oh, come on. I don't know. We'll find out. It's a tragedy, no matter what. 2 people are gone. 2 kids lost their parents. For what? This guy, for what? There's no valid reason, bottom line, that he did this. Something's wrong with this guy. And it shows you that you can become a vascular surgeon and still be a bona fide freaking psycho. That thinks That's the guy that killed, allegedly, has been charged with the murder of the dentist and his wife in Ohio. He's the ex-husband of the dentist's wife, Monique. She was married to him 10 years ago, Scooter. And he allegedly is the guy that went over there and killed them, leaving the 2 kids alive, thank God, and the dog. But what causes a guy to snap after 10 freaking years, 2 kids? Trekking says, I think I get what you're saying. I misunderstood at first, and I thought those were your views, and didn't realize you were speaking of hypothetical from his perspective regarding an MD versus a DMD. Okay. Yeah, those are not my views, right? I'm saying that would be him saying it. An arrogant self. Yes, Trekking. An arrogant guy like that, I would say he would be like poo-pooing it. Yeah. Exactly. I'm glad that you get that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about what he'd be saying, not me. An arrogant guy like that would be like, oh my gosh, look what she's with now. I'm so much better. That kind. Not me. I'm not saying an MD is better than a DMD or a DDS or a D whatever, a DO or whoever. But I'm saying that I think I'm imagining that he would be saying something like that just because I don't know, he seems very arrogant with a huge ego. And I think it was a huge blow. Trekking says, who knows what the motive is? But I'm sure a whole bunch of comments, yeah. And you don't like dentists. Be lady Avery. Yeah, I mean, yeah, prayers, Chrissy, for you and your husband. Praying for you. But anyway, that's it. We're still friends. We're all friends. We have different opinions. That's okay. But yeah, I'm saying what I think he would be saying. Like, hey, Michael, where's what's she doing? Oh, she's with, yeah. She left me. Now she's got herself a dentist and she's saddled with 2 kids. I couldn't earn enough money for, like, that's what I'm trying to say. That kind of a thing. Yeah. But anyway, good to see you, Trekking. Good to see you, B Lady Apiary and Scooter and DND and Chrissy and Nama Owens and Lavender Lady Love and Linda and Jen Grill and everybody that came in. Thanks for coming in. I have to figure out what we're doing on the auction on tonight. I don't even know. I don't know how much stamina I'm going to have, but we'll see. I'll see what's going on in Zoom. But anyway, thank you guys for coming in. Love you guys. God bless. Prayers, and we'll see you later, all right? Be good.